Hi everyone, welcome to Melissa's Home Cooking. It's been a while since I released any video. It's actually more than 18 months ago when I released my last video on St. Patrick's Day's cookies. I had a severe stroke, so I thought I'll update everyone how am I doing and to share my life journey with you guys. Hope you enjoy my story. I hope to get back to more cooking and baking in the near future, so stay tuned. I'm Melissa. What a pleasure it is to be able to share my faith journey with everyone. I came here to New Zealand over 34 years ago in 1988 for a working holiday, but loved New Zealand and decided to stay. And I thought that I'm going to be a missionary sharing the words of God, but God has other plans. So here I am. I've been brought up in a Christian family, but at a young age of only 5 years old, I experienced God's faithfulness. When my dad was called home to glory, he had a kidney disease. He was only 38 years old and left my mom. She's 87 years old this year. She's in Penang, Malaysia at the moment. And so mom was a widow at a very young age with having to raise myself and 4 other siblings. I'm the blessed one. I'm the youngest in the family, the rebellious one that left home and come to New Zealand. I'm trying to get my own independence. So, mom is a godly woman with mighty faith all her lifetime, and God always provides for our needs. For myself, during my whole lifetime here, since I came to New Zealand, I've been going through a lot of health challenges, one after another, but God is so faithful, and God helped me to overcome each one of my health challenges victoriously. In 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 8 to 9, it says that we are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are hunted down, but never abandoned by God. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. So indeed, I can testify today that God never abandoned me, even though I go through so many of the challenges. And His joy is my strength each morning, and His grace and mercy is with me each day. I was barren for 7 years, and I could not conceive. I couldn't have any children. But God blessed us with our first miracle baby, Shannon, in 1997, and then 3 more babies after that. I had my son when I was 40 years old. I was told that I could not be able to conceive in the natural by the gynecologist, that it would be difficult for me to conceive. But the New Zealand medical public system accepted me for infertility treatment. But on that same day, I found out that I was pregnant with my first baby here. And finally, I'm going to be a mom. I thought that I won't enjoy motherhood. I won't be able to be a mom. But, nothing's impossible for our God. So, God bless me. Then in 2007, I was diagnosed with an aggressive HER2 positive breast cancer while homeschooling my 4 young children, going through chemo and having to fundraise for the drug called Herceptin that wasn't funded at that time. We were under a Labour government at that time, and they refused to fund Herceptin. I was told that I needed 1 year of Herceptin because my cancer is aggressive, it's HER2 positive, and the government only gave 3 weeks. So I was determined to do all I can in the natural to be here for my children since they are, all still young. Just the first cycle of chemo, my hair just poured out, and the second one is when I was in and out of hospital trying to do fundraising. Something so private becomes so public. I was in the breakfast show nationwide. I was on the nationwide New Zealand Herald because I was rallying the government to fund this drug, not only for myself, but many other women going through it, because the drug is very expensive. I'm blessed that I'm small, so it costs me less, but for an average New Zealanders woman, it will cost them over $100,000 minimum to get this drug. But God did a miracle again and turned the table. In 2008, the drug was funded when we have a change of government. It was under National, and National decided to fund this drug. Praise God. So the last photo, that's me looking so happy and rejoicing that finally I can finish my Herceptin treatment because I was only halfway with the fundraising. Now women that go through HER2 positive cancer today, they don't have to go through what I went through since 2008. The drug is now funded. So in 2010, I was diagnosed with arthritis on both knees. I'm a very determined person and decided to trust God for a miracle. And even though my knees were sore, I decided that I need to continue to persevere. And I felt to start a ladies walking group in the community to reach out to ladies in my local area and my church ladies in the midst of having sore knee. Both Stu and I also started a Family Connect group. God did a miracle. You know, God chooses different ways to heal us. Sometimes He uses modern medical science. Other times He can just heal us miraculously. But this time, with my sore knee, God decided to use modern medical science. And praise the Lord, I was outsourced to the private system. I got a 5-star hospital care in Southern Cross. In the year 2018, November, I had my left knee done. In 2020, I have my right knee done, both paid by the medical system. So I thank God for that. And so watch out. I got the 2 bionic knee now. I'm still trying to get back my mobility, but God is so good. Then in April 2020, 2 months after I had my right knee replacement, I felt inspired by God to start my cooking channel. I love cooking. That was during New Zealand first lockdown. So I started a home cooking YouTube channel. Melissa's Home Cooking was born. At that time, there's no takeaway. And I remember I myself struggled to cook because I was a rebellious young adult at 23 years old, came to New Zealand, don't know how to cook, don't know how to wash, don't know how to do a thing. But I remember those times and I think of all those people that are struggling to cook at home. So this channel was born because of that, and I love to explore different food, cuisine, and helping people. So do check it out, Melissa's Home Cooking. It's amazing that this channel belongs to God, and I can see the subs still climbing, even though I haven't released any video for over a year now. But I hope to get back to it one day. In January 2021, my GP told me that I need to start taking blood pressure medication because my blood pressure was very high. Before that, I was very busy, running a home, hosting international students from all over the world, cooking for 8 to 9 people daily, and busy with my channel. Plus, through words of mouth, my channel grew and people wanted me to do food catering. So I was busy doing catering as well. The last few months before 2021, especially in December, I have lots of orders to cater. Also started doing mobile home cooking demo. So life was really full. Week of 15 March 2021, I had a very busy week that week because Stuart's work asked me to cater for St. Patrick's Day. That week I was very busy, but doing everything, cooking. It's also been invited for a cooking demo on that week, the Thursday. So the week I was busy with food catering and preparing for my cooking demo class to a friend in the homeschool group. They run Mother's Night that day and they wanted me to come and do demo for them. I was feeling really exhausted, but I did not listen to my body and kept pushing through and thinking that I would rest on Friday because Monday to Thursday I was busy and I just thought I would rest. But then That night, on Thursday, 18th of March 2021, I had a sudden severe stroke while doing a cooking demo for a group of ladies in my homeschool group. I'm so thankful that my friend recognized that I was having a stroke, and the ambulance came fast, because for people with stroke, time has a big consequence on how you recover. So ambulance came, and I was quickly being transferred to Auckland City Hospital. When I arrived, I had a right brain bleed, so it affected my left side of my body, and that causes a stroke. The first photo you can see, I was out of it for a few days. Even when I wake up, I was really confused. I do not know where I was. That's the occupational therapist and the therapist assistant there trying to assess where I was mobility-wise. I also forgot to mention earlier, during my breast cancer journey, I had trigeminal neuralgia, and God did a miracle with that one. The trigeminal neuralgia actually affected the nerve on my face, so tears would just drop down, and I thank God that He healed me without having to have the brain surgery before that, because the neurosurgeon told me that the only way to get rid of this acute pain is to have a brain surgery to separate the nerve from the blood vessel. But our God did it. He chooses to heal me with a change of diet and many prayers. The stroke journey was hard. I remember the first week was really hard for me. I find it hard that I lose my independence overnight, and I can't even do simple self-care. I have to rely on people to help me. I'm so thankful that God is with me all this time. My emotions was everywhere, and it didn't help with my recovery. As when I get upset, my blood pressure goes up, and then I can't do any rehab. So I decided to just trust God with my recovery. That's my rehab begins at the hospital. For the next 7 weeks, I was in hospital doing lots of rehab from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 7 weeks with my physiotherapist. And I was involved with the research physio as well as my clinical physio, because I wanted to do everything I can in the natural and trust God for the supernatural. It's amazing that I have not played computer games in my lifetime, but at the hospital, I get a chance to play computer games. And I can relate better with my son, because my son Josiah loves computer games. And every time he plays, he will be shouting and yelling in the lounge room, and I can still hear him in the bedroom. And now I'm just like him in the hospital, yelling and shouting, getting excited, and being told off by all my newfound friends that I'm the noisiest patient. The whole of Ward 51 can hear me when I play an hour of this game. I have to use my left side, my arm. You can see over there in the last photo, they were helping me to use my arm, and I have to maneuver my dolphin friend called Maui to catch the fish and the sharks. So there are times when I couldn't catch it, and I got frustrated because it's my left arm. But other times I got excited when I catch it, and I keep going high up the level. So it was really interesting that God has a sense of humor. Also, I get to do some functional stuff, like learning to do my own breakfast, like going to lunch group. So there's lots of therapy. I just thank God for New Zealand have such a wonderful medical healthcare system, especially in Ward 51 for stroke people. It becomes like my second home for the next 2 months when I was in hospital. I have also helped many groups of medical students and doctors who study my recovery with practice assessment. So I become a guinea pig in the hospital as well by all the professor and all the, But I'm glad to be able to help them so that they can become better doctor so that we can help future stroke patients to recover quicker and also benefit myself. I keep telling them jokingly, make sure anytime you experiment me and when you're guinea pig, I hope that you will come up with some better form of exercises to help me to recover so that when I leave the hospital, I'll be able to join a marathon. I'm so thankful to God for opportunity to meet so many wonderful friends. My extended family increased dramatically while I was in hospital. I adopted so many goddaughters and godsons, all the student nurses, the nurses. I always connected with them well, and they all become my family. And I myself too got adopted out by my roommate, my 85 years old roommate over there. She becomes my godmom. So overnight, I have 30-something more extended family. So pumped that I'll be able to share about God's faithfulness and goodness, and there is the hope in the God I serve. So thankful for 2 more people choosing to put their trust in God, an opportunity to pray and encourage others. It hasn't been easy for some that that got even worse stroke than myself, even though my stroke is considered severe. That's why I was there for 2 months. But there are some that are even worse than me. But God is faithful, and I thank God for the opportunity to make a difference in Ward 51. Also so thankful too for my wonderful family here and overseas, friends, prayer warriors, church family, and the wider body of Christ for all the cheering, encouragement, and all the prayers. I so appreciated that. So after 2 months in hospital, I was discharged home, and a further 5 months of intensive rehab at home. By end of September, I was already walking, you can see, without any aid. And I have my home gym set up too with the exercise cycle and the treadmill. So I was doing exercise every day. I was so happy and proud of myself that on the 1st of October, I was walking without any aid up to 800 meters. The Auckland Health Board Community Physio Team and Occupational Therapists, they discharged me on 1st October. And I was referred to ABI Rehab for more on-site rehab. That's the last photo of me very proudly cooking my first lunch at home. Also so thankful for my carer, good friend Sue, who is here today, who's been there to support me since I got discharged home, to help me with all the challenges. I still find it hard. When you're at home, everything you want to do, but you can't do, it's really frustrating. But I thank God that He's helping me to let go and to trust Him. But now I'm still recovering from the stroke day by day, which affected my left side. But every day I choose to stay positive, strong, and determined to get my life back. But then on the 29th of October 2021, after much consideration and prayers, I decided to take the first jab, because especially my daughter, last minute change of plans. Her fiance couldn't get any entry permit to come in. The wedding's supposed to be here in New Zealand, but last minute in October, it was changed to be in Glasgow, and I wanted to be there for her. But then I had a severe adverse reaction from the first jab. For the past 8 months, I have collapsed at home 4 times, and an ambulance was called every single time. I was hospitalized 3 times. The latest was in December when I was there for 2 weeks. At that time, there's lots of inflammation in my body. It affected my kidney, my liver, and all over the body. And every time I collapsed, I lost my speech. And I was all floppy, I couldn't stand up. I have sore pressure head, I have dizzy spell, I have brain fog. Sometimes I can't remember what I say or don't say. But God is faithful. So God helped me to bring joy and hope. In December too, wherever I go, I thank God for the opportunity to be able to share about Him. I was also part of the vaccine injured group for Health Forum, and so sad to see so many people that do not have hope in God. But I'm thank God for the opportunity to share about Him. A friend was asking me the other day, after learning about all my health challenges, she said, Melissa, how many lives do you have? So I told her that the God I serve is not finished with me yet. And as long as my race on this earth is not yet complete, no matter what comes my way, my Abba Father will deliver me out of them all. Just as these words say in Psalm 34:19, the righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers her from them all. I will never ever go back again to my hectic, busy lifestyle, but will choose to rest, relax, and smell the flowers, just as told by my different doctors when I was in hospital that I'm too busy, the personality A that want to get everything done in one day. So day by day, I'm getting healthier and moving forward with God's strength, grace, and mercy. I thank my awesome God for my complete healing, miracle in His time, that I'll be able to throw away this crutch and the walker and be able to walk independently again. I hope that I'll be able to get back again to my cooking channel one day to help people with stroke and people with other disability to be able to cook home cooking. So do watch out for that in the future. I do not know when, hopefully soon. I hope my stories today give you all hope and strength to face whatever you are going through right now. Please reach out if you would like to know this amazing God that I serve.